You really enjoyed yourself there, didn't you? It's as well you should.
Well, I hope Reese did as well.
Yes, I did.
He thought it was alright. I could tell by the body language.
5 out of 10.
It'll do. You were the warm-up.
Thank you, Sean. See you.
Sean was so excited to sit down and chat with you and stuff.
Oh, yes, it was nice to meet him last night. Yeah.
How did you enjoy Wolf Manor? Were you in the
It was
audience?
good, yes.
It's all right,
It was
isn't
good, yeah. It was very. I mean, there were many, many homages to all manner of, literally all manner of other werewolf films. But yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun.
I only knew the title. And
Right.
I've known nothing about it.
Yeah, no, I
other than
didn't know
obviously
anything about it. Yeah, James Fleet's a great actor, so it was fun to see him sort of getting a good role like that.
So you've got a fun night planned ahead.
Yeah.
Sitting down on the Postmortem podcast with the legend, Mr.
Yeah.
Nice Guy Production himself, Mick Garris.
Garris, yeah.
What goes through you? I mean, you've spoke to Mick before and stuff. But
Yeah.
what goes through your head knowing that you're going to be sitting down, chatting to Mick Garris?
It's amazing, you know. I know Mick via John Landis as well, who I know quite well now. I did Burke and Howard John, got to know him very well and sort of stayed friends with him, but then to meet Mick as well via email and then do his podcast. Amazing, you know. The 12-year-old boy in me that would have tapped himself on the shoulder and said, "You'll know these people one day." I would never have believed it. Just a man, a little boy on a council estate in Hull. So it's dreams come true to meet people that that have made things that have stayed with me all my life and shaped my world of work and my comedy and horror and my dark sensibility. It's just all been part and parcel of these people that have had such a massive, profound effect on me from being little. I can chart it now. I see sort of the Venn diagram of all these influences, and so to meet the people behind it is just a thrill and an honour, you know. And I'm a little part of it. On the coattails of those people is great.
I'm like that. I'm now sitting down going, I'm sitting down with Rhys Shearsmith. So in the same way.
I don't think it's quite.
Oh no, it's true. I think it is. Because we're similar ages. So
Right.
I mean, we grew up in the video shop.
Yes,
era.
of course.
If you could go back and tell your sort of younger teenage self that sort of, you know, when you would frequent video shop, what one person have you met or what one thing have you done that would literally blow your mind?
I think meeting Christopher Lee and having lunch with Christopher Lee, that was like ridiculous. And to be sitting down with Lord Summerall and John Landis. It was John that said, we'll have a meal with Chris. I mean, I went to dinner with Christopher Lee. That was quite something. Yeah, I'll never forget that. That was amazing.
Do you remember what you had, what he had? Is it that clear in your mind?
I think so, yeah. It was near his birthday and it was in a fish restaurant in London and we met up and he was brilliant. It was amazing. It was a very lovely man, but I was sort of a nervous wreck, really. I just was quiet and let him talk. But yeah, amazing. I just couldn't. You can't. It's too overwhelming to think of that person and how much he was just in my brain as a teenager growing up, and all those films. And it's just, there he is, and he's done all that. It was quite something.
Which is the ultimate Christopher Lee film for you? I think I'd probably go Wicker Man for me personally.
Yes, probably Wicker Man. Yeah, his role in that, and his Dracula. I mean, I know he was much maligned by the end, and he himself claimed he never did one. But yeah, probably Dracula or Wicker Man. Yeah.
You mentioned sort of sitting down quietly and just watching from the outside. That's what me and Annette were doing last night.
Right.
We were sitting in the table next to you. We were
Right.
sitting at it, not on it or in it, and we were like, "Oh my God, it's Rhys, it's Mick." And I think we really wanted to go. I think I got close because I went over and took a picture with the nun, giving the nun some chips.
Right. Yes. All right. Okay.
I mean, it's like, right, I've put my toe in the water now. I'm looking forward to meeting all these legends this
Yeah,
weekend.
of course.
So it's nice to see all you filmmakers just networking
Yeah, of
and
course.
gathering.
We have such a lovely thing in common, and it's such a friendly universe as well. The horror world, from what I can gather. I mean, I'm just a fan of it, like anybody else. But it's lovely to meet these people and just chat about all this stuff that binds us all together. Just, it's the same with myself and Steve Pemberton and Mark Gatiss and Jeremy. We all just bonded over it's like we had the same childhood. We all loved the same horrors and the same comedy. And you find your tribe, and it's lovely when you actually meet people that have got all the same references, and you hope you will find these people, and we very luckily did at university, and we stayed together. Have managed to forge our own little path of basically just reworking our own obsessions into our work.
Little. See, you say little, other people are like, one day I want to reach that level.
Well, yeah, I know. I still feel I'm just sort of day by day getting along. I always think it's all going to stop on the next thing you do. You know. But it's good to keep. I'm never satisfied, and I always think, that could be better. And I wouldn't want to finally arrive at the point where I go, I'm the best I can be, and that's the end of it. So it's good to have that sort of leaky bucket.
Are there any filmmakers that do think I've got it all? Because a lot of the ones I speak to, they are always very much like...
Are they all feeling like they do that? Yeah, well, that's good. That's great to have that.
You've got it.
Yeah, and I think you'd be doomed if you were suddenly have arrived at the point where I don't... I think the only reason why you might feel that in the end is that there is no problem that can't be solved with endless money. If you had massive budgets and you were very, very successful, famous, you could sort of buy your way out of anything, and then perhaps you might not care as much. I think our number 9s and those little stories that we do on that are better and more crafted because of the hardship that we have to make them. The necessity is the mother of invention. We have to sort of get ourselves out of problems with the scripts because they're very lean and we don't have the money or time to be extravagant with any of it. So it's I think sometimes they've been better served by the fact that it's limited, and I suspect it'd be nice for some filmmakers to go back to having to be creative in how they get out of things, rather than just go, doesn't matter.
Get the visual effects person to fix it. I don't care how much it costs.
Absolutely, But I appreciate anything that's got made because I know it's not an easy thing, and no one sets out to make rubbish. So it's just even today, hearing how much Wolf Manor cost and how little time they had to do it. It's an extraordinary achievement. Yeah, it really is. So it's delightful to see people doing it. So they want to sit in the sidelines and write things off and go, well, you come and have a go.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the video shop era, ran a video shop, owned a video shop, closed down the video shop when DVD came out, and my rental business dead. Always been a film fan, review films, podcast interviews, all sorts. So I get very annoyed with these keyboard reviewers. Like, terrible film. Look at that leaf that's the wrong colour or whatever. It's like, again, like you've said, go make your own film.
Yes, you do it then.
And I think any film, even some films I don't enjoy, there's always a lot of positive things in that film that I will praise. So a lot of people will come to me sometimes, you like everything. It's like, I don't like it. I don't feel the need to spend 5 hours typing up an article about something I didn't like. I would rather shine spotlights on things that I did like. So Annette, you discovered Inside Number 9, was it a couple of years ago?
My favourite episode is the 2 comics.
Oh right, yes. Good, that's a sweet one, a funny one because people really responded to that one, and I think it's because it's a moving one. It seems to me that a lot of people's favourites are the ones that are quite emotional. There's the one that we did with Sheridan Smith that everyone talks about as well, and that's a very it's a bit of a gut punch, that one, and it's not really, I think, what people expect to get when they watch it Inside Number 9. So I think that was one of the surprises. But Bernie Clifton's dressing room, the one you enjoy, is it's a very heartfelt one. Slightly autobiographical with me and Steve really as well. We've been sort of friends for 20 odd years, 30 years now, 32, 33 years. So it's nice to sort of explore comedy, and we'd never done one that was just a two-hander basically. So I just said to Steve, we should do an episode where it's just me and you, because we'd not really done one. We did have Sean was in it in the end, but it predominantly was just a two-hander, like a little play. So it was, and they're all like that. But the great thing about having that opportunity, because we never knew we'd carry on for nearly 10 years. We wrote 6 stories in a time when anthology was not in favour, and we pitched it after Cyclofilm. Can we just do these one-off little stories? And they were like, okay. And I don't know whether they were that keen, but we did it, and I think it was the idea of it that it was a sort of Tales of the Unexpected. Because obviously there's a huge lineage of great anthology series. There's no reason for it to have gone away other than the fact that most telly at the time was the box set and 25 episodes. And, how many people could say to me, "Oh, you should stick with it. It gets good about season 5." I haven't got the hours left in my life to begin to watch it. No. So the one-off was great, and it allows us to do a different thing every week, and we've managed to explore lots of different ways of telling a story, in a different, tonally very different world at each time. But and that's great, but it's also absolutely all-consuming of any idea you might have. We've burned a lifetime of ideas because we've done 43 now.
Yeah. 8 seasons. You've
just finished literally on Thursday night. Finished season 8. Finished filming it.
And people who might not have seen the show, they'll have heard of it, but might not have watched it. They can just dip in, can't they?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you don't need to. There's no continuity to any one of them, so you could just watch any episode. Yeah, and you'd get a beginning, middle, and end, and you'd be done, and can carry on with your life in 28 minutes. Yeah, but it's good fun. We've really enjoyed it, and they are completely undiluted. Us, no one interferes with the scripts, and it's an amazing thing that that we're even still on television, but we get to do these stories. It's a lovely thing. But I think we'll do series 9. It's been commissioned, but then I think we'll stop. I think we're going to stop at 9. Number 9, series 9, is a good place to end.
Unless the powers that be come back and go, do more.
I can't think they can't make
it. Do you hear that truck backing up the driveway?
Yes.
I can make other things.
Yes, yeah.
Well, you've got an amazing filmography, though.
Yes, I know. I'd love to do more. I love it when I'm just an actor in someone else's thing and the whole thing isn't my thing, but there's nothing better than when it has been our baby, but the stakes are much higher and you care so much more because we're presenting it to the world and you're more to blame for the reactions. But when you're just an actor in someone else's thing, I enjoy that as well. I love working with Ben Wheatley. Yeah. He always comes up trumps with great parts for me that he's thought I would enjoy doing. And so we did In the Earth in 2020, in the middle of COVID. I think we were the first people back filming. Yeah. It was terrifying protocols and all the rest of it, but we managed to do it. And that, having stopped number 9, we were stopped filming 3 days into series 6. It was like a ray of hope to be back filming. It was like, it's still possible. We're doing it. But I would love to collaborate with more people, like-minded horror fans. I'd love to do more horror films. I do feel like I'm the Jamie Lee of Scream.
Definitely.
Scream Queens.
Yeah. I'll hopefully manage to do some networking and stuff with some of these.
Yes, of course.
Looking at the people just mingling around Grimfest, it's a great.
Absolutely, yeah.
For having conversations.
And I'd love to work with Corin one day, Corin Hardy.
And his heart. He's got the rock star look just down to.
He does, absolutely, yes. Yeah. With his little nun, he's walking around with a nun in his pocket.
Yeah. Filled with chips.
Yes.
So you're looking forward to watching The Thing tonight?
I am, yes. I'm very looking forward to it. I've not seen it for a long time, actually, and it's a 4K print of it. Extraordinary memories of first seeing it on video, of course. I think on pirate video with. I think it had that, and I think afterwards it cut out. There was a bit of crackling, and then it came on with. I think it was The House of Drip Blood was on after it for some reason. I don't know why those two were put together on a video for me.
Strange double bill, isn't it?
It was really weird, yeah. But yes, I remember seeing that and thinking, I can't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing. It was like a next level special effects that I never knew that you could achieve. It was like something else. It was quite extraordinary.
That still hold up.
That still holds up. 41 years later, yeah, watching it, and I didn't really pay any attention at the time to reviews, but looking back now, it got such poor reception. I can't fathom what they were. What were they looking at?
I can't remember the bad. Obviously, as like a 12-year-old, probably as an 11-year-old kid at that time, I wasn't really reading reviews.
Yes,
but I don't remember TV shows going, "This is terrible."
Yeah,
it was E.T. summer, so probably.
Yes, I think maybe it was just at
fluffy,
the end of
dark.
That we'd got out of the everything being grim 70s, the sort of French Connection version of things into. We don't want that anymore. We want happy endings, and it was just so bleak that it was not palatable. Maybe so it was written off. Yeah, perhaps anyway.
But I remember it being a great classic film, and you do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those so-called bad reviews.
Yeah, no, of course.
But thank you for taking
the
time.
Not at all.
Absolute pleasure.
Very nice to meet you.
Can I?